So this is the video on order of operations. The order of operations is the order to solving problems with more than one operation. Now, before I go into this, I suggest watching this video in its entirety because it answers these little questions that you may be wondering, if you should do, if you can do or can't do. So I encourage you to watch this video incomplete because it will answer some little questions a lot of people like to ask. So, order of operations. I will write down the order. It's a P, E, M, D, A, S, PEMDAS. In my days of school, we used to say, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. That's how we learned to remember this. This is the order. A problem with more than one operation. 4 times 5 plus 8. So this is a problem with more than one operation because we have an operation of multiplication and an operation of addition. So there's more than one operation. So this is the order we have to follow. So we have to look for parentheses. That's the first thing we have to look. And in here we see no parentheses. Next thing, we look for exponents. Exponents, we see no exponents in here. Then we look for multiplications. We see multiplication. So that's the first thing we're going to evaluate, multiplication. So 4 times 5 is 20. So now this has become this. And we still have the plus 8. Now looking on, so we did multiplication. Here's division. We have no division going on. Here's addition. Oh yes, we have addition. 20 plus the 8. So 20 plus 8 is 28. And that's our final answer, because there's no more subtraction. 28. So that's the order. We refer to this parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. We refer to this to solve problems with multiple operations. Let's go with another example. 6. This time I'm going to put a little dot instead of writing the x as multiplication. I'll put a dot. So 6 times 3 minus 2. Any parentheses? P for parentheses. Any parentheses? No. What about exponents? Any exponents? No. Multiplication? Yes. 6 times 3. 6 times 3 is 18. We still have this minus 2 here. Any division? No. What about addition? No. Subtraction? Yes. We have an 18 minus 2. 18 minus 2 is 16. That's our answer. So the 6 times 3 minus 2 is 16. Likewise, this 4 times 5 plus 8, the answer is 28. 5 plus 2 times 3. Any parentheses? No parentheses. Any exponents? No exponents. Any multiplication? Yes, multiplication right here. the 2 times 3. So we evaluate that first. 2 times 3 is 6. So we still have the 5 over here plus, now it's 6 because the 2 times 3 is 6. So any division? No. How about addition? Yes. The 5 plus the 6. 5 plus 6 is 11. And we have no subtraction, so that is it. Now take a look at this. Now we're going to introduce a parentheses. And you'll see how this thing changes the answer. So I'm going to rewrite this 5 plus 2 times 3. Same as this, but this time I put a parentheses over this. Now this changes the whole answer because, ready? First thing to do is parentheses, right? Because that's the P. So we're going to evaluate what's inside the parentheses first, right? Also, keep in mind that once we have a parentheses, right, that's the first thing we're doing. We're going to jump in and also reapply PEMDAS within the parentheses. So we're applying PEMDAS again. So I'm going to jump inside the parentheses, look what's inside here, and also apply PEMDAS inside this parentheses. So inside this parentheses, do I see another parentheses inside? No. Do I see another exponent inside? No. Do I see multiplication inside? Nope. Do I see division inside? No. Addition? Yes. 5 plus 2. 5 plus 2 is 7. So 5 plus 2 is 7. Now with 7 inside that parentheses, and actually we don't even have to write the parentheses anymore because we already took care of what's inside. So this 5 plus 2 is pretty much 7. So I'll erase this. 5 plus 2 is 7, and it's the 7 times the 3. So now we clear the parentheses. So now we're outside the parentheses, and we're looking at this whole thing again. Now, do we see another parentheses? No. Do we see any exponents? No. Do we see multiplication? Yes. 7 times 3. 7 times 3 is 21. And that's it. So you can see the answers are different, right? The problem looks similar, but once I introduce this parentheses, it just changed the whole answer. Look at that. This one equal 11, this one's 21. So you have to be careful and keep an eye out on what's going on. Remember this first one? I'm going to revisit that. 4, I'm going to write it exactly how I had it. 4 times, this time there's a parentheses, 5 plus 8. So it's similar to this. And I put a little X for multiplication because I want to intentionally make it look exactly like that. So 4 times this parentheses of 5 plus 8. So according to PEMDAS, the order of operations, P parentheses is the first thing we're going to consider. By looking at this, we see we have the parentheses. So we're going to jump in here and focus on in here. Also, we're going to reapply PEMDAS as we focus on in here. So by looking in here, do you see another parentheses in here? No. Do you see exponents in here? No. Multiplication? No. Division? No. Addition? Yes. We have a 5 plus 8. 5 plus 8 is 13. So in here, it becomes 13. And now we're done with the parentheses. So I don't have to rewrite it. So it's a 4 times 13. Now that we took care of this parentheses, now we're outside looking at the main problem. Looking at this, we see no more parentheses, we see no more exponents, but we do see multiplication of 4 times 13. And 4 times 13 is 52. So as you can see, totally different answer to this. This is 28. This is 52. You see a difference that the parentheses have made. These parentheses is telling us we're going to add first, then we do some multiplication. Over here, since we have no parentheses, okay, we're doing multiplication first here and add addition here. So be mindful of that. Now I'm going to scroll. Things going to get a little bit crazier now. Check this out. Multiplication here. Here's a 5 minus 4 plus 6 times 2. So check this out. We have a big parentheses, and within that we have another parentheses. So looking at this, you're probably wondering, what should I do? But remember to always apply the order of operations. So although this may look a little intimidating, if we keep applying and stay focused, we can do this. So looking at the initial general problem, we see all of this. Do we see a parentheses? Yes. We see this parentheses, this larger parentheses. So we're going to have to jump in here. We jump in this larger parentheses and then focus on in here. And also apply the order of operation again. So by focusing only on in here, we're not worrying about what's out here. We're focusing on what's inside the parentheses. Do we see another parentheses? Yes, we see another one over here, right? So we're going to jump in to this one. So it's almost like a double jump. We jumped in the main one, and then we saw another parentheses, and we jumped into this smaller one. And now we're going to apply PEMDAS again. Do we see any parentheses inside here? No. Do we see any exponents inside here? No. Multiplication? No. Division? No. Addition? Yes. We see addition in here. So it's going to be 2 plus 3. So I'm going to be doing erasing, but you can follow along, right? I'm going to erase instead of writing all the steps. So get ready. I'm going to be erasing. So it's going to be a 2 plus 3, which is a 5. So now that 2 plus 3 that was in here has now become a 5. And we're done with that inner parentheses. So I'm going to erase it. So it's a 5. Let me write this a little better. It's a 5 times 5 minus 4. See, now we're working our way from inner outward, right? So now we're inside the bigger parentheses. So it's 5 times 5 minus 4. We apply the order of operations in here again. Do we see any parentheses inside here that we're looking? No. Exponents, no, but multiplication, yes. So it's going to be 5 times 5. We're going to do this first. So 5 times 5 times 5 is 25. So 25 minus 4. And so this is a subtraction towards the end of the PEMDAS. By applying PEMDAS in here, subtraction is the last thing. So it's going to be 25 minus 4 inside here. And 25 minus 4 is 21. So I'm going to erase this. Now you don't have to do erasing because your teacher would want to see you show the work. But I'm just doing this to illustrate that all that we had originally, now it's just 21 sitting in this parentheses. And so we took care of what was inside this parentheses. So now we don't need to focus on the parentheses because everything's been cleaned out. And it's just 21. It's just a 21 here. So I could even just get rid of this. So now we have a 21 plus 6 times 2. There's a huge gap between them. I just move it down to, but so it's a 21 plus 6 times 2. So we got rid of parentheses. We have no exponents, but we have multiplication. 6 times 2. 6 times 2 is 12. This time I won't erase. 6 times 2 is 12. So we have the 21 plus the 12. 21 plus 12 is 33. So that big mess or scary looking problem we had in the beginning has been broken down to 33. And we'll do one more example. To be fair, or to be more helpful, I think I will write down the steps in which I did here. Although, yeah, I did it and I erased as I went along to show you the progression. I will just quickly recap this, like what a teacher would do. We looked at this, we saw parentheses, a big main parentheses. We jumped inside this parentheses. We applied PEMDAS again to the inside of this parentheses. We see another parentheses, which forces us to jump inside this inner parentheses. We had worked this out. We found out it was 5. Right? So now, this is what we're dealing with. We took care of that inner parentheses. But there's still that outer parentheses that we have to take care of. Right? We got the 5, here's the 5, and here we still have times the 5 minus 4. And we applied the PEMDAS in this parentheses. And we end up having all of this. Remember, 5 times 5 is 25 minus 4. That came out to be 21. That was within this parentheses. Now it's unnecessary for me to write that parentheses, this, because now we only have a solid 21. So it's unnecessary for me to put this. But I just put this just to show you where it came from. So, or what's going on. So here's the 21 plus 6 times 2. So we apply the PEMDAS to this. Do we see any parentheses? Yeah, technically we do, but it's unnecessary because it's just a 21 in there. There's no operations going on. So I can erase that. So we have a 21 plus 6 times 2. And in the order of operations, the multiplication is going to come before we add. And so that was the 6 times 2, which is 12. So we end up having that 21 plus 12. And 21 plus 12 is 33. So I just wanted to rewrite it, showing the full steps. But it's the same thing as what I did previously when I was erasing as I went along. And so for the final So for the final example, we have a 2 times 4, 4 plus 3 raised to the second power. So now looking at this, do we have any parentheses? No. But do we have any exponents? Yes. Because we have 3 raised to the second power. So we're going to have to take care of this first. In this problem, we have to take care of this first. If we had parentheses going on, then we're going to look in the parentheses. But now we finally have an exponent. And so, yeah, that's what we're going to have to take care of first. So this is 3 raised to the second power. And that is basically a 3 times 3. So 3 raised to the second power is 3 times itself, just once, sorry. So it's 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. So this is equal to 9. And we still have the 2 times the 4 plus, now it's 9 because this is 9. Now, again, we apply the PEMDAS, okay, no parentheses. We got rid of the exponent. Now, as we work our way down the list, multiplication. Any multiplication? Yes. The 2 times 4. So 2 times 4 is 8. So now we have the 8 plus the 9. 8 plus 9. And 8 plus 9 is just simply 17. And that's our answer. That's our answer. So all of this is equal to that. So remember, this is the order of operation. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. And when you're dealing with problems with multiple operations going on, we got multiplication, we got addition here, we have exponents going on. This is the order in which we have to follow to solve these things. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching the whole thing. And thank you, good luck, and goodbye.